Today's video is gonna be really helpful for those that want to know my lore. Because in this video, I'm gonna be talking about basically what happens in Noahsaurus Rex 3 because it's kind of important to the lore, especially with some villain characters. And I know some people might want to know how Noahsaurus met the Mighty Reptilians, which is his team. So that is what's going to happen in today's video. So sit back, relax, get some snacks, get some drinks. I'm looking at you, Spiny, with a whole dinner plate in front of him or on his side. Nah, it's on his side, yeah. Look at him there, sitting down, watching his TV. Yeah, that's right. Alright, anyways, enjoy the video.
In the dark land he roams, thunder in his bones. Fear the mighty roar, tremble to the core. Noahsaurus Rex on the prowl, beneath the blood-red cowl. Unstoppable force of night, shadows run from his sight. Smoke the ground, shake the trees, rattle bones bring you to your knees. Noahsaurus, he's the king, dino rain he will bring. Noahsaurus, he's the king, dino rain he will bring. Dino rain he will bring.
It all began 66 million years ago, and Z-Rex is facing off against Deathclaws, his most powerful opponent yet. Well, definitely a close second. Deathclaws has just killed Fangor, one of his comrades, with a chunk taken out of him by Deathclaws, as Deathclaws uses that piece of flesh to power up. Z-Rex tries to attack him, but then gets blasted by Deathclaws' plasma blast, killing him instantly. He got too powerful that it killed one of the most powerful beings in the universe in one hit. But before dying, Z-Rex managed to give off a little bit of his energy before dying. And then Deathclaws gets the killing blow by slashing Z-Rex in the chest. And then it starts to take a chunk out of him and eats it. But then suddenly, a burst of lightning comes out of Z-Rex, and then a portal comes out of nowhere, and Deathclaws falls into the portal. And the energy from Z-Rex landed on a nearby Tyrannosaurus Rex egg, where that would become Noahsaurus Rex. Years pass, and it's now the modern day. The year is 2022, and Noahsaurus Rex is 27, while his children are 13. He had 2 kids, 2 sons and 1 daughter. They were all triplets. His oldest son, Bone Crusher, his red fiery son, was bound to be king eventually. And today they're out hunting a parasaur, being one of their first successful hunts. Because most of the times they failed. Practice takes perfect, right? Bone Crusher takes a kill while they're surrounded by Riptors. But it's nothing to worry about because it's Evan's kids, Blade, Sour, Blitzy, and Bruce. Bone Crusher has feelings for Blitzy, but couldn't get himself to confess. As Noah examines their kill, he congratulates them for getting one of their first successful kills, and it was a big one too. But what they don't know is they're being watched by an inhuman crocodile called Dr. Aladile and his 2 henchmen, Sid and Titus, while behind them, lurking in shadows, is a giant dragon called Draco Tyrannos, the Dragon Tyrant. Meanwhile, back in the dimension where Noahsaurus Rex and his friends went to about 13-14 years ago, it was a dimension where they went to in the second movie, where everything was kind of like his universe but different. For example, Rebecca and Nightcrawler. And Megatron, of course. Megatron wasn't exactly from that dimension, but he knew where to go to follow Noah for his energy source, before ultimately deciding to take the Sunstone instead. But Noah used the power of the Sunstone to destroy him instead. But anyways, we're not talking about Megatron. Ty and Tyra talk about how they're getting a little bit old, about the same age as Rexy, while their son Noah, being a subadult at the time, and his pet Tickles, a Microraptor, are playing. But then suddenly a portal comes in front of them, and they go through the portal. And eventually, it leads to where the mighty reptilians are, to where everyone is, including the regular Noahsaurus Rex. Reunited, they hug it out, and Noah's parents from another dimension decide to stay forever. Meanwhile, in the tyrannical prison, they've just captured a couple of dinosaurs, the most powerful being there being Deathclaws. One of the workers there says that it's his death date. When they found Deathclaws unconscious, he tried to kill everyone instantly when he woke up, and he proved to be very dangerous to the world. So they decide eventually they would put him down. But things don't go accordingly to plan, as one of the workers accidentally hits the button, releasing Deathclaws. And immediately he kills one of the co-workers, but then the other one who accidentally hit the button grabs a gun and starts shooting it, but then gets slashed by Deathclaws. And then an alarm starts going off, and the Deathclaws quickly shoots a plasma blast at one of the cages and sets out a pteranodon called Storm. When then eventually a fossilizer, who kind of looks like Phoenix, comes out. He's blue and gold. His name is Griffin. More cages open, as one of them includes a Spino being, Spino Blood, one of Shredder's arch nemesis, and 3 Velociraptors, the ones from Isla Nublar, including the big one. Eventually, Dr. Aladile uses the portal tree, which is the thing that's been causing all these portals to go around different dimensions and different universes all over the place. He sends that current location to the tyrannical prison, releasing all the prisoners that were there. Deathclaws and Dr. Aladile have a chat about wanting the same thing, and that's to take over the planet and eventually the universe. But first, they can't have any distractions, that including Noahsaurus Rex. But they don't know about the mighty reptilians either. Speaking of the mighty reptilians, let's meet them. The mighty reptilians are training right now, with there only being 3 members so far. But those 3 members aren't the only ones there. Those include 2 dragons, 1 Night Fury and 1 Light Fury. The Night Fury is named Wingshadow, LG Jr.'s, mate. And the other one is Ice Claw, LG Jr.'s sister. And LG Jr. is a Gojira, the leader of the team. And he's right now training with both of his teammates, Godzilla Super Friends, aka Yoshi, and Evan the Riptor. Evan also has another friend. His name is Spiny. He's a different species of Spinosaurus called Spinosaurus maximi. It's basically like the 2000s reconstruction of the Spinosaurus, but a lot more tougher. And he's twerking right now. Anyways, Noah decides to throw a big party for their kids getting one of their first big kills. His friends are partying with them, but then after the party, he wakes up a little hungover because there was definitely a lot of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so. But he notices Evan riding on Skrill, going in the middle of nowhere. Noah decides to jump on his dragon Chomper and follow him. And Evan is going in the middle of the ocean. Who could possibly in the middle of the ocean? A dead megalodon? Being very quiet, they eventually stop at a weird island. Noah, secretly following Evan, he finally sees him gathered with a lot of interesting creatures, one of them including a Gojira. He starts listening to what they're saying to make sure that they're not any evil guys blackmailing him. Looks like we got 2 kitty cats. But then Yoshi, he says something that kind of pisses Noah off. He says, "Hey guys, did you know that deer are indestructible?" Noah instantly triggered looks at what they're trying to say. They start agreeing of how deer are indestructible. And frankly, Noah is just pissed. Not thinking right, he jumps at LG Jr. and pins him down. "Deer are not indestructible!" But then suddenly he's pounced on by the Night Feeder. Night Feeder? Night Fury. Wingshadow's growling at Noah really loudly. "Who are you? How did you find us?" "Whoa, okay, calm down, kitty cat." "Don't call me kitty, I am not a kitty cat." "Well, the white one acts more like a cat than you do." "Yeah, I'm looking at you. You!" Ice Claw just rolls her eyes. LG Jr. quickly gets up. "Where'd you come from?" Evan quickly intervenes. Whoa, guys, hold up. This is my friend. This is the friend I was telling you guys about earlier. This is Noah." "This is him?" Wingshadow says, "I thought he'd be bigger." "Yeah, well, screw you too. Let him go. He didn't mean any harm." "Well, then why'd he try to kill me?" "I didn't try to kill you. I was just pissed off that y'all were talking about deep deer being indestructible. Because they are not freaking indestructible." Oh my god, not this again. "Noah, you take things way too dang far, you know that?" "I frankly don't care what you have to say." Then after a while, Noah challenges Yoshi to a battle. It doesn't last very long. Noah says, "That was not fair." Spiny says, "I like him." Then we're introduced to Magma the Velociraptor and Goldclaw and Orange Frill, another Velociraptor and a Dilophosaurus. But they're not really that important, just know that their story is, well, canon. I'm not going to talk about their story in this video, but just know that they're canon and what they did in the movie is canon. But you might have realized like some things that were in the movie have been taken out. For example, Blue. Some things have happened and it's just not canon, and Blue Beta, you know, they're not going to be like in the canon version. This is just like for people who want to get it right for the lore. Just know that Blue and Beta don't like have anything to do with the lore. All right. Bone Crusher and Blizzy are relaxing when suddenly Blizzy sees a Spinosaurus running towards them. It's Deathclaws. They both quickly run away from him until they're eventually cornered. Noah hears the sound. Noah grabs Deathclaws by the tail and throws him. Then him and Noah begin to fight. The fight isn't close as soon Deathclaws overpowers Noah. But then suddenly, he gets knocked off by a plasma blast. It's Wingshadow. "Thanks." "Yeah, well, don't thank me because that's going to be the only time I'm going to save you." Just watch. Phoenix and Griffin reunite as 2 of them begin to fight. Same with Shreds and Spinal Blood. Storm is there too, and LG Jr. hates Storm. The Mighty Reptilians are there because Evan called them quickly when he heard one of his kids crying. Bone Crusher, trying to hide somewhere, is quickly picked up by Draco Tyrannos. Noah tries to jump up and catch him, but he's shot down by a Salamosaurus with laser eyes. This Salamotyrannus came from Dr. Iodile himself. Iceclaw and Wingshadow try to shoot at Draco Tyrannos, but then Draco Tyrannos roars and suddenly they just stop. It's almost like it was an alpha call. But before they could do anything, he's gone. Before Iceclaw and Wingshadow come to their senses, he's just gone. And they've taken one of Noah's kids. The Mighty Reptilians and the Metallic Slayers decide that they're going to go get him back, but first, they're going to need some weapons. They both go to the Mighty Reptilian Island, with Noah riding on Spiny's back. Don't get used to it, pal. Don't you all trust me? Everyone just says no. Damn. The mighty reptilians, that is. Come on, guys, he's really not that bad. I promise. We've been friends for how long? Over 14 years. It's a pretty long time. He's a really fun guy to be around once you get to know him. Wingshadow says, no, I don't think I'll love him. You'll learn to love me eventually, kitty cat. Okay, now I definitely won't. Just watch in like, maybe like 3 years. We're gonna call ourselves brother and sister. No, the hell we ain't. Just watch. And this big spinal guy, what's your name again? Spiny. Spiny. Yeah, I could tell that we can get along just fine. Elder Jr. says, the only reason we're doing this is because Evan told us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been here. So you should consider yourself lucky we're even thinking about saving your son. What is his problem? Evan says, he has major trust issues. He's been through a lot. But trust me, he's very fun to be around once you get to know him. He'll calm down eventually. Soon enough, they make it to the island, and the mighty reptilians grab their weapons. And Elder Jr. gives Noah a lightning spear that has a dragon around it. And this is where Noah gets his first weapon. Back at the villain's base, they're surrounding a crate, and inside this crate contains 6 Tyrannosaurus being eggs. Not like baby eggs, they're spirit eggs. You see, when a Tyrannosaur being dies, their spirit goes into these eggs, and that is where their spirit is being kept. But these eggs can be used. They can be used for power. But no one can access these powers, especially not a villain. Because the spirits won't let them. Unless they bring a skull of a Tyrannosaurus being onto the crate. Well then, will they access them power. While Dracotyrannus is flying, he sees 4 T-Rexes on the ground. One of them roars. It's the T-Rexes that took care of Noah until he was 13. Bold, Noah's adoptive father, he roars at the dragon, seeing Bone Crusher in his hand. But that was a big mistake, because Dracotyrannus eventually killed all 4 of them. The mighty reptilians eventually come across them, and Noah is devastated. He sees the only family he knew for a long time dead on the floor, and he was there when Bold took his last breath. Noah's sad. Wingshadow, seeing how upset he was, he tries to go over and comfort him, but then Noah turns around, his eyes red at Wingshadow. Elder Jr. has his card up because he will do anything to protect Wingshadow. Noah is just staring at Wingshadow, enraged, but then eventually jumps away and begins to sob. Eventually, after some time, the mighty reptilians go to Noah again. With Noah calmed down, Noah gives a speech about how they will do this for all 4 of them, and they will rescue his son. Back at home, Noah's kids and Evan's kids decide that they're going to get Bone Crusher themselves. Along the way, they eventually meet Rexy, Buck, Doe, Magma, Goldclaw, Orange Frill, and even Leonard, Buddy, and P. And this is where Leonard, Buddy, and P first make their first appearance. Well, not Leonard, but you get it. You do get it, right? Okay, I'll stop. Eventually, they find where Bone Crusher is located and rescue him, but the villains are right outside. They're about to strike at him, and suddenly, the mighty reptilians are there as well, ready to fight. Soon, Dracotyrannus spawns in a bunch of orange fiery T-Rexes, one of them eventually being one of the prisoners of Tyrant. And then eventually, a fight begins. But before they fight, Red Claws appears in the middle of the valley. Red Claws? What's he doing here? How is he alive? You see, this Red Claws was the one from that one dimension that Noah and his friends went to. the one that turned good before dying, while the actual Red Claws is probably burning in hell, or maybe was eaten alive by Satan himself. Red Claws explains that Raptor Jesus says that once Red Claws fills his will, shall then return to heaven, and that will was stopping Death Claws. And then Raptor Jesus sends Red Claws along with his wife and kid down back to Earth. And then they began to fight. It was a long one, but eventually Death Claws has Red Claws cornered and is about to blast them with his plasma blast when suddenly Noah runs in front of Red Claws, tanking the hit, but eventually gets very injured. Death Claws is about to take his skull when suddenly the other Noah from that one dimension comes and says that he'll take his place. And after a long talk, he eventually gets his skull taken out and placed onto the crate. But then Noah sees something. In his conscious state, he sees all 6 of the Tyrannosaur beings, and they have a conversation about how he needs to stop Death Claws so that their spirits can fully rest. So with the power of the Tyrannosaur being eggs, they power Noah up with lots of different color lightning moving around his body. Noah uses this new power to eventually kill Death Claws, avenging the Tyrannosaur beings. And then he lets the power go, letting the Tyrannosaur beings rest in peace. But it's not over yet. There's still one more threat that they have to face. Draco Tyrannos. But then Draco Tyrannos, he blocks off the others with fire. And then him and Noah begin to fight. But soon the mighty reptilians, they manage to run out of the fire while the others stay behind and watch. And they battle with Noah, eventually defeating the Dragon Tyrant. And then him and Elch Jr. have a conversation. So, I've been thinking, Evan's told me a lot about you, and I think that you'd be a great fit to be a mighty reptilian. Spiny says, "Why aren't I a mighty reptilian? I'm still thinking of you." That means you're the 4th member now. It'll be an honor to fight with you all. 1 year later, and it's now 2023. One more member has been added. His name is Ironzilla, and they are training with now 8 members, them including LG Jr., Yoshi, Evan, Noah, Spiny, Wingshadow, Ironzilla, and Ice Claw. And then the movie ends with LG Jr. and Noah clashing at each other. And in the post-credit scene, Noah makes an egg right with the Tyrannosaurus being spirit eggs so that it's ready when he eventually dies. And that is how Noahsaurus Rex met the mighty reptilians, and that is how the 3rd movie that is what basically happens. Although some stuff was taken out, like Derek Hale. Like, you literally don't even need to watch the movie, you just need to listen of what I've said, and that's what happened. Alright? I'm glad to finally get this off my chest, because watching the 3rd movie is just not worth it, because it's not that good. My voice is terrible. It's just, some characters weren't, like, it was a whole can of worms. But I'm glad that I can tell what happened in that movie in this video, so that people can get the lore. Like, the people are going to be asking, who is Death Claws? And then some people are going to be like, oh, he's really important, you know. And Draco Tyrannos, people are like, who's this dragon? And some people know that he's from the 3rd movie. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more. It would really help me out a ton, and it always makes my day. And make sure you hit the bell button to keep you notified when I post my newest video. And leave a comment if you like. I really love comments.
Hey, poor guy. How long will you protect these animals from me?